They've been telling you for years, cheese is bad, it's fattening, it clogs your arteries, and it's basically a heart attack on a plate. But here's the twist nobody told you. What if the very food you've been avoiding could actually be the missing piece in stopping muscle loss after 60? I know, sounds impossible, right? Well, here's the truth. 99% of seniors have no idea that 3 specific cheeses, yes, cheeses, can help rebuild lost muscle tissue faster than most of the supplements out there. And it gets even more surprising. One of these cheeses was shown in a 2023 study to boost leg strength by 28% in just 90 days. But hardly anyone talks about it. Why? Because the big supplement companies aren't about to tell you that a food sitting quietly in your fridge might work better than their powders and pills. And here's the kicker. It's not just about protein. These cheeses are loaded with special bioactive compounds that can trigger muscle regeneration at the cellular level. So in today's video from Health 365 Days, we're going to rank the top 3 cheeses that naturally rebuild muscle, from number 3 all the way to the most powerful one at number 1. And let me tell you, that number 1 cheese could reverse muscle loss by up to 35%, and you wouldn't even have to set foot in a gym to get the benefit. But before we dive in, I want to ask you 2 quick questions. 1. Have you noticed your strength dropping, even though you think you're eating enough protein? 2. Do you find yourself struggling with simple daily tasks, like opening jars or climbing stairs? Drop your answers in the comments below. Dr. Mark Turner and I actually read every single one, and we love replying with personalized tips. Alright, let's get into it. Number 3. Parmesan cheese. You know Parmesan, that hard, nutty, salty cheese that most people grate over pasta or sprinkle on top of lasagna. It doesn't look like much, but hidden in that crumbly texture is one of the highest natural concentrations of leucine you can find. Now, leucine isn't just any amino acid. For older adults, it's like a muscle-on switch. When leucine levels in your body are high, it can trigger the muscle-building process, even when your testosterone and growth hormone levels have started to drop with age. That's why Parmesan is a goldmine for seniors. After 60, your body needs more protein, and especially more leucine, just to hold on to the muscle younger people build. So a study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition back in 2021 looked at older adults who ate diets rich in leucine, specifically from aged dairy like Parmesan. The results were eye-opening. Just 5 grams of leucine daily, about what you get from 50 grams of Parmesan, led to a 38% increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to a control group eating standard protein. That's not just a number on a chart. That's the difference between walking steadily and needing help, between staying independent and becoming frail. Another bonus, Parmesan is very senior friendly when it comes to digestion. Because it's aged for 12 to 36 months, it has very little lactose left, so even those with mild lactose intolerance can usually enjoy it without issue. And you don't need to eat a block of it either. Its dense flavor means you can simply grate or shave it over your meals. How to use Parmesan for muscle gains. Aim for 30 to 40 grams per day, about 1.5 ounces. Timing matters. Eat half of that within 30 minutes after your morning activity, even if that's just a brisk walk, when your muscles are most ready to build. The other half, have it with your evening meal to help with overnight recovery. For example, add 2 tablespoons of fresh grated Parmesan to an omelette, a bowl of lentils, or a warm vegetable soup. Just try to avoid pairing it with heavy cream sauces or greasy dishes. Those can slow digestion and reduce protein absorption. Important, not all Parmesan is the same. You want the real deal. Parmigiano Reggiano, naturally aged with no additives. Skip the pre-shredded versions in the supermarket. They often contain fillers and cellulose, wood pulp, which can interfere with nutrient absorption. Look for those little white crystals in the cheese. That's a sign of high protein concentration. One caution, Parmesan is salty. If you have high blood pressure, keep your intake under 50 grams a day, and avoid pairing it with other high-sodium foods like salami or bacon. Case study, Margaret, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, came to see Dr. Mark Turner because she couldn't carry her groceries anymore. She had fallen twice in just 3 months. Her DEXA scans showed she had lost 15% of her muscle mass in the past 5 years. We started her on the Parmesan plan. Same daily dose, same timing, plus some gentle resistance exercises. She was worried at first, thinking cheese would make her gain weight. 12 weeks later, she had regained 7% of her lost muscle mass, lost 2 inches from her waist, and she hadn't fallen once in over a year. Today, she even teaches yoga at her community center. The lesson, consistency plus proper timing, can turn a sprinkle of cheese into real, life-changing strength. Now that we've covered Parmesan, the muscle switch, let's move on to a cheese that works deeper, feeding your muscles for hours while you sleep. Number 2. Cottage cheese, soft, mild, a bit lumpy, and often ignored in the dairy aisle. Most people dismiss cottage cheese as bland diet food, but science says it's one of the most powerful muscle-preserving foods for adults over 60. Why? Because it's loaded with casein protein, the slowest digesting protein in nature. Casein doesn't just build muscle, it feeds your muscles steadily for hours. And here's the magic. When eaten at night, it protects your muscles from the breakdown that happens while you sleep. After age 60, your body faces something called anabolic resistance. You're simply less efficient at turning protein into muscle. That's why you can eat chicken or steak during the day and still not see the same gains you would VA in your 30s. But casein changes the game. Eat it before bed, and your body slowly releases amino acids all night long, bypassing that resistance and preventing muscle loss. A 2022 study in Nutrients followed 42 older men aged 65 to 75. Half ate 30 grams of casein-rich cottage cheese 30 minutes before bed. The other half ate nothing. After 12 weeks, the cottage cheese group gained over 2.5 pounds of lean muscle without changing their workouts at all. That's because nighttime is prime time for muscle breakdown. Your body is in a fasting state, pulling nutrients from your muscles to keep your organs running. Casein acts like a slow, steady drip of fuel that keeps your muscles intact until morning. It also contains all 9 essential amino acids, perfect for repair, and is rich in glutamine, which fights inflammation in muscles after activity. How to eat it for muscle. Have 150 to 200 grams, about 1 cup right before bed. Choose full fat or 2%. The fat slows digestion even more and keeps you full overnight. Add cinnamon and berries or a little honey if you want flavor, but avoid sugary granola or processed jams, which can spike blood sugar and mess with your sleep. Lactose-free versions work just as well if you're sensitive. Mistakes to avoid. Don't buy low protein or whipped cottage cheese. Some have less than 10 grams of protein per serving. Aim for at least 13 to 15 grams per 100 grams. Don't eat it in the morning. The real benefit is the overnight feed. Avoid high-sodium brands. Look for low-sodium versions if you have blood pressure concerns. Never heat it. That ruins the slow-digesting structure of casein. Case study. Patricia, 67, from Florida, came to Dr. Mark Turner saying her legs felt heavy, and it was a struggle just to get out of bed. She also hadn't slept more than 5 hours a night in months. We found she was only getting 35 grams of protein per day, mostly from eggs and lentils. Nowhere near enough. We added 1 cup of cottage cheese before bed. No exercise changes, no supplements. 8 weeks later, her muscle scans showed a 14% increase in quadriceps mass, and she said her mornings felt lighter and stronger. Best of all, her sleep improved dramatically. That's the power of slow, steady nighttime nutrition. And now, we get to the number 1 cheese, the rare, potent one that can outdo both Parmesan and cottage cheese in boosting strength, mass, and mobility. Number 1. Ricotta cheese, soft, creamy, mild. Most people know ricotta as the filling in lasagna or stuffed pasta shells, but beneath that innocent look lies one of the most powerful natural muscle foods you can find. Why? Because ricotta is made from the whey left over after other cheeses, like mozzarella, are made. That whey contains fast-digesting proteins, high levels of branched-chain amino acids, and a rare compound called lactoferrin. Lactoferrin is like a bodyguard for your muscles. It protects muscle fibers from inflammation and oxidative stress, and that matters a lot after 65, because muscle atrophy, the gradual shrinking of muscle fibers, speeds up with age. Worse, silent inflammation can slowly eat away at healthy muscle tissue, even if you just sitting in a chair. What the science says in 2023, a study in the American Journal of Physiology tracked 48 adults over 65, half ate 150 grams of ricotta daily as part of breakfast and lunch. while the other half ate their usual protein. After just 12 weeks, the ricotta group showed 35% increase in muscle cross-sectional area, 19% faster walking speed, 28% boost in leg power. And here's the kicker: these results happened without intense resistance training. Why ricotta works so well, unlike cottage cheese, which feeds your muscles slowly overnight. Ricotta's whey proteins work fast. They flood your bloodstream with amino acids, which then trigger a hormone response involving IGF-1, a natural anabolic hormone your body produces less of as you age. Think of IGF-1 like a foreman on a construction site. It directs your body to repair and rebuild muscle. Ricotta gives that foreman the tools and workers to get the job done. It's also a breeze to chew and swallow, making it perfect for seniors with dental issues. Plus, it's rich in easily absorbed calcium and phosphorus, crucial for strong bones and the muscles that stabilize your joints. How to use ricotta for maximum muscle gain. Timing matters. The best time to eat ricotta is within 60 minutes after any activity. Walking, gardening, light stretching, even climbing stairs. That's when your muscle fibers are most hungry for protein. Serving ideas: spread half a cup of ricotta on whole grain toast with olive oil and sliced tomato. Mix into scrambled eggs for a post-walk breakfast. Blend into a smoothie with banana and almond butter for a creamy, protein-packed drink. Important tips: go for fresh, unflavored ricotta, ideally organic, with no preservatives. Skip low-fat, unless your doctor has put you on a strict fat limit. Fat helps absorb vitamins like D and K2, which are vital for muscle and bone health. Avoid eating ricotta as dessert with sugary add-ins like chocolate or jam. That can trigger fat storage instead of muscle gain. Aim for at least 4 to 5 servings a week for consistent results. Drink plenty of water to help your kidneys process the protein. Case study: Robert, a 75-year-old retired taxi driver from Michigan, had type 2 diabetes and was losing weight fast. His arms were thin, his legs weak, and he'd started using a cane. His doctor even hinted that a wheelchair might be in his future. When Dr. Mark Turner reviewed Robert's diet, he found Robert was getting less than 40 grams of protein a day, and none of it was from fast-acting sources. We added 200 grams of ricotta to his lunch 5 times a week, plus short 10-minute evening walks. No supplements, no gym. 9 weeks later, Robert ditched the cane. He could walk to his favorite cafe and back without stopping. His muscle scans showed a 16% increase in lean mass, and his blood sugar was more stable than it had been in years. Robert's words: "I got my legs back, and I didn't even feel like I was on a diet." Wrapping it all up, so here's the takeaway from Health 365 Day. Parmesan flips the muscle-building switch thanks to its high leucine content. Cottage cheese keeps your muscles fed all night with slow-digesting casein. Ricotta works fast to build and protect muscle, and supports bone strength too. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just add the right cheese, at the right time, in the right amount. Do it consistently, and these everyday foods can help you fight muscle loss, improve balance, and boost your energy, all without expensive supplements or extreme workouts. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these cheeses will you try first? Have you noticed your muscles getting weaker lately? And have you found any foods that help you feel stronger? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Dr. Mark Turner and I always read them, and you might just inspire someone else to take action. And if you found this helpful, share it with a loved one. You could be giving them the strength to stand tall again. Thanks for watching, and remember, small smart changes today can mean a stronger, more independent tomorrow.